Hello everyone, this is Cipher and today we're back in Everquest, Project 1999. I am on Where Odin, my shaman, and by the end of my night I was able to get level 58. It was fun, enjoyable, and the GMs or the guides were around and they changed everybody into really cool looking things, and you can see throughout the video that some of the mobs were changed to be different people like Tudnar, Kazakh. We had super giant and super giant golems that we were able to fight. I think one of our monks was a rat for a little bit. We had another monk that was a golem, and then I think they changed to a ghoul and a scarecrow or something like that. But it was just a lot of fun out in Old Paineel at the Golem Tower. I know that I was talking to other people who were throughout the zone, and they also had the same experience. It was kind of nice. It was neat that the GMs were out and doing things and having fun with the community. So I've been leveling for a while now on Road, and I've been leveling pretty hard lately, as there is really nothing else to do. If you are part of the big three guilds that were banned indefinitely until a resolution can be found, group, and honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm good with just working on getting Where Odin level 60, and then afterwards I need to work on getting Chords level 60. Where Odin is more important at the moment, even though Chords has been my primary character since 2014. Where Odin has Torpor and Malo and Focus of Spirit and Canny 4. So it's kind of one of those things where I want to level Chords, but I really want to get Where Odin level 60. I found out, I think, last week, or maybe it was a little bit longer ago, and whenever I ended up getting that Torpor, if you don't know the story, it was given to me by AC Gamer. We were doing Krypton Emperor in Seb, and he won. And instead of taking it and using it for money or anything else, he gave it to me. And that night, a friend of ours named Shix made his shaman. And his shaman has been level 60 for months now. If not close to a year. So I definitely need to pick my game up and actually start working on Where Odin. So like I said, I got 58 tonight. Candy 4 is insane. Tomorrow I'm gonna start working towards 59. And in 59, there's one spell that I get. I don't have the money for that spell right now, which is Pox. And once I get Pox, I think that'll be nice. The thing is, I'm not really worried about Pox right now. It's not like I'm doing anything but buffing and all of that. I mean, if you're in a group with me and you're asking for buffs, then I'm doing it wrong, unless it's the first time you've gotten to the group. But most of the time, the way we've been doing camps here in Old Paineel is either somebody's usually repping you. So if a rogue is coming and they're taking the place of such and such, the rogue gets there and they're not in the group yet, I'm already buffing them. I'm getting them ready for whenever they join. I ask them, do you have Focus of Spirit? That way I know what spells I can and can't get on that person. And I try to get their buffs ready, and before they join the group and are on the first pull, they're ready to go. They have haste, they have strength if they need it, they have righteous health, and maybe a regen. Maybe just because I'm doing a cycle of regens at the time. Depending on how many people are actually taking damage, I'll usually do a cycle of regens. But I have software that I'm using that allows me to see that kind of timers. So if I'm not getting buffs on you, most likely something else is happening. Like I just had to slow 4 golems on that last pull. I don't have the mana, so I'm working on it. But yeah, I've really enjoyed. This is something I used to hate a lot. I used to hate being in groups. I hate buffing and all that. But honestly, since been getting closer to 60, I'm enjoying it. I like watching those numbers as they tick down, and I like knowing that I'm keeping my group taken care of, and then also slowing. Also healing if I need to, but most of the time I was in a group lately. I've been in a group with either a necromancer or a cleric or both, and tonight we had that, and then later it switched on to a cleric and a bard, and that was amazing as well. So I'm always getting some kind of celestial or heal over time while I'm canning to keep up with the group's needs / slows and so on. So it's become a really enjoyable class to play. More grouping than soloing. That said, once I get 60 and I have torpor and all those spells, I mean, soloing is going to be a bonus. It's one of those things where I can say that I don't have to group. I can go solo this, and I shouldn't have a problem because I have these tools in my belt. And that's something that I really can't wait to happen. So I have a little bit of time in this video. I wanted to bring up my only grievances recently or lately, and that is I've been noticing, and I think everybody in the 50s plus has, that they really need to resolve the Zem issue. I know Rogan came out in March, was it? And they did a Zem reallocation because they felt that there were zones that were too packed. And I get it. I understand that. I understand that Green is going through a situation right now where every like spawn is being camped in some zones, like the giants in Wraith Mountains. So they kind of raised the outside Zem for those kind of zones. Also, Khazak-Dhul's getting a resurgence on green, but not really here on blue because of the fact that has become a high Zem. I think honestly, Khazak-Dhul should have always had a high Zem. It's a really good dungeon. It's really hard for the level because of the fact that if you're doing temple and you're sitting on the wrong side of the wall, you're usually going to have to deal with killing the mob that you're killing 2 and 3 times because of the healers. Also, all the casters in the zone make that a really hard zone, so why the Zem wasn't as high as it is now makes no sense to me. But I was going through the Zem list, and I noticed that a lot of the zones lost between 10 and 20, sometimes 30% in their Zem, and then other zones stayed the same. Like the hole is 150, permafrost is 170. Those didn't change at all. But Guk top was 80, and now it's like 50 or something like that. It's weird that those kind of zones would go down. I mean, the idea is that dungeons are harder normally, and they should be treated as such as far as the experience. But Rogan also explained it as well in his post, and I also agree with the way he explained it, that the Zem was kind of making people clutter in certain zones, but I think that's what you're always going to have. He says in the post as well that it's not only the Zem that reflects the amount of experience you get, but I think a lot of people, including myself, will look at the Zem first, and then they'll decide where they're going to go. That said, I still like going to Seb, Chardock, Howling Stones. I like going to Old Paineel, or the whole whatever you want to call it, and I do enjoy that. I do like going to the zones. Permafrost was kind of like the last place I would have thought to go, but I mean, there is the bear pits, and they've been receiving a huge amount of people just going over there that are not druids, and it's kind of messing with the flow of the druid bear pits, but it's kind of fun at the same time. You're seeing enchanters, shamans, monks even over there, so it's kind of interesting what's happening. That said, I'm working on a project character at the moment, and I know that I'll be able to enjoy zones like permafrost, and especially if I started my character over on that side of the world. Permafrost will take you all the way up to 60 if you use it that way. And you can start there from, I think, around level 10 or so for the entrance mobs. And if it's 170 Zim throughout the zone, of course you're going to want to stay there. But there are some rules to my project character, which I will divulge at a time for which I feel that it needs to be divulged. Yeah. Also, this Friday, myself, AC Gamer, Non03, and many more, Terrafina, are all going to be doing a live stream playing multiple Halloween games, so I hope you guys come out and check that out. I know it's going to be really fun. I should be streaming, but I have really crappy internet, so you might want to watch, say, AC Gamer over myself, just because, you know, you'll get a clean internet quality. You won't have the tearing of the pixels. But hey, I do Hans, and, you know, Hans is going to be fun. All I need is my spoon, my strudel, and Hans is going to be in force. Should be fun. But that's really everything I wanted to do today. I wanted to show you that like I said, the guides came out. They were really, really cool. They changed us into different kind of spooky creatures, except for a live frog. It's kind of weird. I think that's what I was whenever or before I died to rock golems. Rock golems are either gonna get a slow, or they're not gonna get a slow, and it doesn't matter if you mellow. Sometimes they're just the max level. And so we had a rock golem that nobody could root, nobody could get a mez or whatever on, and so I died, and I couldn't get a heal on myself. I think the cleric was running low. All kinds of bad had happened, but either way, it was a fun time. Everybody got to see Kazakh Thul in the zone, Tunar. I think we had Rala Zek or Avatar of Fear as one of the mobs that we got to kill, so all good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. This is Cipher Deck. Peace out.